So we're gonna go ahead and take our first shots with the Savage 110 Elite Precision 6.5 Creedmoor. All right, preppers and procrastinators. I wasn't gonna do the video. It is raining something pretty good out here. But I figured I drove all the way out here. If I don't do the video, what does that make me? Yeah, a procrastinator. So we're gonna go ahead and take our first shots with the Savage 110 Elite Precision 6.5 Creedmoor. I have a target set up 100 yards away. So I will rephrase. I have a target set up 97 yards away at about a 6-degree incline. As we know, Savage 110s don't feed very well. Now, I have a feeling that we're gonna put one shot down range and then go put a bigger target on. I cannot see through the scope. It is too darn wet. All right, so we ranged all the way out on the spotting scope. I'm borrowing an iPhone today so that I can actually take and use that SME spot shot. It's embarrassing that I can't do it with anything that I own organically. Okay, so let's take our second shot with this bad boy. The good thing is, it actually chambered. The target fell off. The good thing is it actually chambered around. And I'll be back again. These are some miserable conditions, but I wanted to get this video put out, so whatever we have to do to make a YouTube, right? Okay. Now it's all done, cloudy. That was silly. Okay. Okay, so there's a 5 right at the bottom of the sternum, center of the body of the target. That is where we will be aiming. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Right, but where, oh where did we hit? Is that a bullet down below the 3, or is that a staple? Nope, staple should all be in the yellow. Okay, so I believe there's 1 mil, 2 mils. So about 7 inches low and about 7 inches to the right. But we're gonna keep shooting there. Ah! These things are the worst. And see if we can develop a group. So still aiming for the center of the target at the 5. Now there's 2 holes. Okay. Damn, this thing doesn't eject. I see 2 holes still. But I don't see the 3rd. All right, let's try this a little harder. Now I see 3, so that's the 4th shot. Zoom in a little bit. I'll see if I can show you the shot group. My clothes are all stuck to me. Okay, so we were right at 7 inches low and about 7.2 inches to the right. 7.2 inches is exactly 2 mils at 100 yards. So we will go to the left. 1, 2. Just put 2 on there. There goes 1 over already. You're not quite lined up on the 0. So you're going to go 1, 2. But you are not quite lined up. Okay. So that's going to be pretty darn close. And then we'll see if we can take a look and scope it as well. Extremely close to 2. Extremely close to 2. Okay. Let me put 2 more rounds in. Center mass at the 5. Hi, YouTube. Looks like a dot right below the, oh, there's already a dot below the 5. So what does that actually look like? A dot way above the 5? Let's see. I don't know. I think I saw that one in the 5. One, two, three, 4. Final round. And in the words of Mortal Kombat, finish him. All right, let's go check those. All right, well, here's the deal. GoPro died sometime either in my last shot group or while I was walking down to check the target. That GoPro is not good enough to show you. Here's the setup I was using. In the back of the truck, I had the spotting scope set up, and we were finally able to use the shot spot. The rain is coming this direction, and I thought that under the cover of the canopy would help, but certainly not. My shooting mat is just soaked. The lens to the scope keeps getting covered in rain. I should have brought the sun cover for the front. It's getting a little wet too, but these are just horrible conditions. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the cameras off. I'm gonna pack up. I am just show you how soaked I am. I am absolutely drenched, but I do want to take this time to say thank you all very much. I appreciate you hanging out in the rain with me. Hopefully you stayed a lot drier than I stayed, but when you have to YouTube, you have to YouTube. I'll see you guys all back in the studio. We'll wrap this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in from our exciting day out in the rain out in Capitol State Forest. I'm back inside where it's warm. I'm dried off and I changed my clothes. Now it's time to finish talking about our Savage 110 Elite Precision. I've seen reviews on this rifle even before I bought one, and I knew that I liked the rifle, but that it had some issues with it. One of those issues is the chatter in the bolt. When you ride the bolt forward, there is some chatter in it. It's not a smooth operating bolt. It's only a 2-lug bolt as opposed to the Sig Sauer and the Ruger Precision Rifle that are both 3-lug bolts, which gives it a full 90 degrees when you action the bolt. So when you work the bolt, your thumb has to come out of the way to work the action. You saw it at least twice where working the action, the expended round would just land on top. So you have to drop the magazine, let the expended round fall, put the magazine back in, chatter your bolt forward, lock and load. You really have to work the bolt pretty good in order to eject the round. For an almost $2,000 gun, with the words elite and precision in the name of the gun, and a blueprinted action, there's some room to grow there. This is my second time going out and trying to shoot it. The first time I took it out to the range, I loaded up a magazine, I pulled the bolt back, I rode the bolt forward to load a round, and I couldn't lower the bolt. So from the factory, the Elite Precision blueprinted action had the incorrect headspace. I filled out a form for what was wrong with it, sent it back into Savage. There was no communication that they received the rifle, that they fixed the rifle, or that they sent the rifle back. So 2 months later I come home and there's a huge package. Apparently a gun had been sitting on my front porch for 8 hours. So I appreciate that they took care of the weapon. Customer service is lacking in communication. The ammunition that we use to sight in today is Nosler ammunition. This is the ballistic tip 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain boat tail with a theoretical velocity of 2650. I used these last week on the Ruger Precision rifle and they shot a 1.284 5-round group at 100 yards. The first 5 rounds out of this rifle shot a .952 inch group at 100 yards and the second set of 5 shot a 1.805 inch group. At that point, I had been laying out in the rain for over a half an hour. I was tired and cold and wet. I think a lot of that was me, and that was just offhand with the bipod up front and just using my hand as a rest in the back. It was not supported with a shooting bag for either of the two groups. So the gun is capable of shooting a nice tight sub-MOA, but that second group, I think I just wasn't using core fundamentals. Due to the rain, I wasn't using the Tacticam, so I don't have footage through the scope to go back and review and see what my shooting errors were, or to show you the quality of this Arkin EP5 scope. This is the big brother to the Arkin SH4 that you've seen me review, the one that's crystal clear on the Ruger Precision rifle, and the one that's extremely blurry on the 6 Hour Cross. But the scope performed extremely well. I was able to see crystal clear at 100 yards. The glass is clean and clear. The only issues I had was the rain all over the lenses. Pros and cons to the magazines for this rifle. They're AICS style magazines as opposed to standard AR-10 magazines. The stock one is a heavy metal magazine, but you can get them in PMag, though these AICS are about twice the price as the standard PMag you would buy for an AR-10. Also with a PMag, you can load from the top. These you have to slide down like you would load a pistol magazine, so loading them is a little more difficult. However, with a magazine loaded, these are much easier to single feed because you don't have the bolt catch at the back of the AR-10 style magazine. So that is a pro. So all in all, this is a beefy, heavy, solid gun. Out of the box the second time, it shoots sub-MOA. Outside of the bolt chatter and the failure to eject, the gun has a really good feel to it and is comfortable to shoot. In this configuration, it weighs nearly 15 pounds, which soaks up a lot of the recoil. So for a long-range precision rifle, it feels like a good gun. It's not something you're going to go deer hunting with. It's not something you're going to run and gun with. But as far as setting up a good supported position, I think this gun will shoot very accurately beyond 1,000 yards. So far we've only shot 100-yard groupings, but here in the future we'll get out to do some long-range shooting with it. Preppers and procrastinators alike, thank you for watching another video. I continue to appreciate anything and everything that you do to watch or interact with one of my videos. In the next video, we're going to shoot some more groups using some different ammunition and do a side-by-side with the Ruger Precision rifle. So I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and in the meantime, get off your butt and go do something.